Warrensburg trying to extend their 20-point lead. Smith has all 4 touchdowns for Warrensburg tonight, and they hand it off to him again. He stiff arms the defender. Can he get a block as he's working down the sideline? Jukes back inside, past the defender, down at the 34-yard line. That stiff arm was lethal.
My goodness, he was just shot out of a cannon.
.34-yard line. 3:45 to play in the second quarter. Warrensburg has the football. And they are moving it with ease. Mannering fakes the handoff. He's going on the read option. Has very good blocks. Mannering will navigate almost to the first down marker. It'll be a gain of 9 on first down for the quarterback Mannering, who's starting to showcase his legs a little bit. Very good read option. They pull it at the last second and get a gain of 9. Now it'll be a timeout for Moberly. That timeout is brought to you by Flat Branch Home Loans. Let's get your home, 660-422-5699. Step aside, 3:11 to play. Warrensburg leading by 20 on KOKO Sports.
Hello, Central Missouri. This is Michael Malloy from American Senior Benefits. When the Tigers find themselves in the red zone, they pull out their special playbook to find the end zone. Retirement has a red zone too. The 5 years leading up to and the first 10 years of retirement are critical to having a well-thought-out plan. Let the experts at American Senior Benefits guide you to your end zone so you don't have to settle for a field goal. American Senior Benefits, across from the courthouse in Warrensburg, proudly flying our nation's colors each and every workday.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
3 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the second quarter. 27-7, Warrensburg leads over Moberly. Just across the 8 o'clock hour here in Warrensburg. I'll get you your station ID right after this play. Mannering in the shotgun. They hand it off to Smith. No, Mannering keeps it again. He stiff arms the defender, has wide receiver blocks. Mannering just maneuvering his way across the 20-yard line. A gain of 6. And another Warrensburg Tigers first down as they move into the American Senior Benefits red zone.
Well, Warrensburg looking to score once more before the half here to kind of put this game even further out of reach.
First down and 10. Mannering has ran the ball on back-to-back plays. It's worked well. This time he'll play action, drop back to pass. He has a man. Can it beat the safety? No, it's intercepted. Operating across the sideline. Now he's got blockers running back towards the near side and dragged down at the 20-yard line is the Moberly Spartan, and a late flag comes in. Not sure who that'll be on.
Was intercepted in the end zone and ran back.
What it looked like to me was that was a cover 2 shot. They faked the screen play and had the guy that was blocking on the fake screen.
Vertical route
then
there.
Run, try to catch the defense lacking. They got the corner, but the safety came over late. That pass just was lofted too high. There was a window, but it was lofted too high. It'll be an interception, and now tack on 15 as a personal foul is after the play. We're across the 8 o'clock hour, so I'll let you know you're listening to tonight's broadcast on 1450 KOKO Sports on the AM side of things. It's 92.1 FM KOKO, streaming live at MoSportsZone.com, MoSportsZone app, and MoSportsZone YouTube channel. I'm Ryan Retone. Joined with me is Tanner Grant, and Zach Schmidt is the studio engineer tonight. We apologize for the technical difficulties on MoSportsZone.com. It's audio only again tonight, and again, we're very sorry about that. Moberly quarterback in the shotgun. They'll look to take a shot. Pressure all around, pocket
breaking
collapsing.
Tackles.
He picks up
Spinning.
A gain of maybe 5, maybe 6. Wow, very nice job by the backup quarterback.
Sort of evading there.
quarterback that is checked into this game is Jaron Titans, and he picks up a gain of 8, but there's a flag on the, or a game of 5, excuse me, but there's a flag on the play first, so we'll wait that one. Referee comes over, lets the Warrensburg sideline know, and that's going to be another personal foul that goes against the Tigers. So add another 15 on the end of that run, and some unforced errors for Warrensburg has moved the ball very, very well for the Spartans. Last drive, it looked like Warrensburg was going to go up by 4 scores. Instead, now Moberly has the ball after an interception and 2 personal foul penalties across midfield to the 44-yard line of the Warrensburg Tigers. Just stuff that you cannot have happen. Moberly will line up in the shotgun. Trouble with the snap. The ball's loose again, and I think Warrensburg dove on it. Are you kidding me? The 4th straight drive to end in a fumble, and that time it's Frank Stevenson getting on it. What in the world?
A bobbled snap there by the quarterback. Almost just fell on it, but he was unable to as the number 8 for the defense.
It's the 4x4. A.J. Smith has 4 touchdowns. The Warrensburg defense has recovered 4 fumbles.
And I have a feeling Moberly is going to be doing some ball security drills on Monday morning.
We're not even out of the first half yet.
Practice.
Yeah, I would say so. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the Warrensburg Ford first half. Warrensburg leads 27-7. Mannering in the shotgun, brings the man in motion. He'll hand it off to Smith. Smith, like he's burst out of a cannon across the 40-yard line and dragged down at the 35, a gain of 13.
Right back to the bread and butter there.
And hurrying to the ball is Warrensburg. Smith has been the bread and butter tonight. They get the chain set. The clock starts again with 2 minutes. And that one's blown dead, and the penalty's thrown, and I don't know what it'll be. We'll see what they say. They had the defense lacking there. It was going to be a big-time gain. Oh, and that's unfortunate. The chains were not set, and it was blown dead just because the referee was not ready. So in minute 58, they don't even add any time. Now they're just winding the clock. This is a strange situation because it was the officiating crew's fault that play was not ran. But
Clock's
Moberly,
still winding.
Yeah, Moberly catches a break there, and Warrensburg going to slow things down. Clock at a minute 45 seconds and counting. Mannering in the shotgun. They'll bring Villegas in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Mannering wants to take off himself, and he's dragged down by his jersey. A hip drop tackle that really looked like a horse collar. It wasn't one. And Warrensburg will be forced to take their first Flat Branch Home Loans timeout. Minute 33 to play. Warrensburg looking to capitalize off the 4th Moberly turnover when we return on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hi, it's me, your little round buddy teed up on the first hole at Mules National Golf Club. Whee! Now, I'm rolling down the beautiful Zoysia fairway. Nice shot. Yahoo! Ugh, whoopsie, you hit me in one of their beautiful white sand bunkers. Whoa, I'm high over the water on the Island Green 18th hole. Whew, safe on the green. Now just put me in the hole. That's a birdie!
Book your tee time today at mulesnational.com.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
On this second down play, A.J. Smith has running room down the left sideline. He's inside the 10, down to the 5, and into the end zone for a Warrensburg Tigers touchdown. Smith goes untouched. Wow, what a play out of the break. Warrensburg called the timeout. Smith, a 35-yard touchdown run.
Having himself a monster night here with 5 touchdowns, I believe. 5
first-half touchdowns for A.J. Smith. Ethan Hook capitalizes on it. He boots the field goal through, or the extra point through, with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. Warrensburg leads 35-7. That little time left, we'll just stay here. I mean, my goodness, Smith cannot be stopped. He's looking at records here early. Wow, touchdowns you just heard on the ad, but I'll go ahead and let you know again that touchdowns are brought to you by IHOP, where you can come celebrate after every home football game. Everyone gets a free pancake for every single touchdown the Tigers have scored at home. Well, good news, it's the first half, and you already have 5 free pancakes. So if you're hungry, go to IHOP. I think I might go to IHOP after this game.
Now that sounds delicious, Ryan.
It really does. Me and Tanner already know where our post-game plans are. A free meal is the best meal. 34-7, Warrensburg leads. They have just dominated. 4 turnovers. 5 rushing touchdowns from A.J. Smith. Don't think you could come up with a better home opener for the Tigers, who are looking to improve their record to 2-1. Again, it was a shocking loss week 1 to Smith Cotton. Warrensburg makes a quarterback change, and all has been well ever since. Squib kick received at the 21-yard line. Running down the left sideline with 2 hands on the ball, and then he fumbled out of bounds. The ball was fumbled again. I don't even know what to tell you guys at this point. The Spartans return man.
There's something going on down there on the sideline that.
I mean, the Spartans return man had 2 hands on the ball.
There's some bad juju.
Right until the point of contact where he decided to put 1 hand on the ball and then had it stripped out of bounds. My goodness. You're looking at, if this was an officially statted game right now, you were looking at least 5 fumbles and 4 recovered by the defense. That is an absurd stat to think about. Moberly in the shotgun, straight drop back from their quarterback. He's running left side now, just fires that one out of bounds. The quarterback on that play was Nolan Samuel. They've kind of been going back and forth between Samuel, who's the senior, and Jaron Titans, who's the sophomore. That time they go to Samuel, and he's not able to really find anything. So 2nd down and 10 with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go. Warrensburg has 2 timeouts. I mean, you could look at them trying to score again before half and really putting this one away. He's shotgun again. Samuel, the quarterback. A wing back, a tight end to the bottom of the screen. Samuel, straight drop back pass. He's feeling pressure. Rolls out left side again and fires it out of bounds. It looked like deja vu. More trouble and no answer for Warrensburg. For Moberly. And now Warrensburg could get off the field and get the ball back with 1 minute 07 to play in the first half. This first half brought to you by Warrensburg Ford. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pilgrim Mortgage. 3rd down and 10 yards to go to pick up the Fox Heating and Cooling first down. Will have to be a big gain here for Moberly. 2 receivers to the bottom. It's a quarterback run. He gains maybe 3, and there to make the tackle is the man that has recovered 2 fumbles tonight, the defensive tackle in Jaden Williams, and it'll bring up 4th down and 6. Moberly going to take the timeout, so we'll go ahead and step aside. 62 seconds to play in the first half. Warrensburg with a 34-7 lead. They're looking to get the football back when we return on KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
Warrensburg Tigers football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
4th down and 6 from the 49-yard line, and Moberly is ready to punt. This punt goes down, bounces at the 31-yard line, gets a Moberly bounce, and finally stopped. I don't know what downed. I couldn't think of the word. Wow. At the 25-yard line. So it'll need to go 75 yards in 55 seconds for Warrensburg with one timeout. Typically, you'd say, let's throw the football. But I don't know. What do you think? You think you just hand it off to Smith?
I mean, it's been working, and if you can score that fast, there's only 55 seconds left, and I don't even think you need all those seconds.
I'm not sure they will either. Smith is not in the game. It's Hunter Michelle that's in at running back right now. Michelle has 1 carry for 2 yards on the game. He's a sophomore. He also had a very good kick return to start this one. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top, balanced formation. Running back to the right of the quarterback. Mannering drops back to pass, switch combination. He tried to dump it off to the running back. It was fired just a little too hard and out of the hands of Michelle. I know this is a point in time where you'd expect to hear the name A.J. Smith on the field, but I mean, he's already got 5 touchdowns.
Most likely giving him a break there.
And you really can't blame them. I mean, he's done plenty for this team.
And they might rest him up after the second half.
Yeah.
To prevent injuries.
Drop back to pass. There's Mannering, and he is brought down in the backfield. And if
flag out.
There's a flag out, so the clock will stop with 45 seconds left. But I would come to believe it's a hold. And if I had to imagine, I'd say that Warrensburg is just going to let this go to the half. It will be a hold. I think they'll probably decline that penalty. No, they're going to back him up. Yes, okay, they will decline it. I was going to say, what the line judge was saying, let's back him up, but referee declines the penalty. It'll be 3rd down and 14 to go. Incomplete pass and now a sack with 45 seconds to go. Warrensburg leads by 27. This score is in no way needed, but I'm sure it'd be nice to rep a 1-minute drill. They'll check in the starting running back in A.J. Smith. 5 touchdowns to his name. 2 receivers stacked near sideline, 1 to the top, a tight end in as well. They hand this bill off to Smith. He makes a juke at the line of scrimmage. He's got a lot of running room. Jumps over a defender and dragged down after a gain of 12, but I don't know that that's enough to want to keep going. They're going to hurry and get on the ball here. 4th down from the 34-yard line of Moberly, and they're going to run a play. 30 seconds. This could be dangerous if you don't get a yard. And a flag will fly, and honestly, I don't know that that's the worst thing for Warrensburg here. False start. They'll make it a 4th down and 6, and now probably a clear punting situation with 27.9 seconds to play. They'll check in Villegas, who is most likely going to punt. Mannering comes to the sideline on 4th down and 6. Villegas was the quarterback week 1. We saw Mannering check into the game in the 4th quarter in Sedalia. And last week, Mannering played the majority of the game. There were some gadget plays with Villegas, but Villegas still handled the punting duties. As they get everything sorted out, we'll see if they even try to trick Moberly into thinking that Villegas is going to run a play at quarterback or if they just run out of a punt formation. The unique thing is Mannering's also the long snapper, and he's on the sideline. Play clock down to 20. Actually, it's paused at 21. I don't know why it stopped. 26.4 seconds to go in the game. 34-7, Warrensburg leads. They're just trying to get to halftime at this point, it feels like. Thought maybe they'd go down the field and score. They finally chopped the play clock in. Clock still stopped. Mannering hard count, and now this is probably where they drop back and punt. They do check their wristband for a play, though. I highly doubt that a punt would be on the wristband. Is Moberly going to take a timeout here? What? Did you see them signal a timeout either side?
Well, both teams are walking to the side here.
Well, but Moberly's not going to
Moberly's heading back
to the Warrensburg huddle, and all the officiating crew is huddled around the Moberly head coach.
And now Moberly heads to the sideline.
Now Moberly does head to the sideline. We'll await what the head referee has to tell us. Both teams at their sideline. Neither team has been signaled to take a timeout yet, but maybe Moberly wants to take one now. I would step aside here and give you guys a break, but I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. The officials walking to midfield, both teams in their huddle. And now the official's going to motion Coach Kavanaugh over and want to have a talk with him. He gets the Warrensburg Tigers out of their huddle, doesn't end up talking to Coach Kavanaugh. I am not so sure I know what happened. The referee also had a talk with number 80 for Warrensburg. That's Tucker Small. Finally, they're ready to go. 26.4 seconds. Mayhem in the shotgun. A.J. Smith to the left of him. Hard count. Now Smith will back up. It's going to be a punt. Villegas' punt is very good. It bounces at the 25-yard line all the way, rolls inside the 10, and downed at the 9-yard line. What a punt from Cruz Villegas. Again, Villegas is going to play defensive back at Central Missouri. And that punt takes 11 seconds off the clock and goes a whole 40 yards in the air and is downed on the 9-yard line on a bounce.
And that was a nice punt there. Not really giving Moberly many options with 15 seconds. Let's just see if they run it out to the half.
I mean, I would imagine you take a knee right here, right? Moberly gets to the line here. 15.2 seconds to play. They are in a formation to take a knee, and they will. So the Warrensburg Ford first half is over. It is 34-7. Warrensburg dominating over. When we return, it's the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show. You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hi, it's me, your little round buddy teed up on the first hole at Mules National Golf Club. Whee! Now, I'm rolling down the beautiful Zoysia fairway. Nice shot. Yahoo! Ugh, whoopsie. You hit me in one of their beautiful white sand bunkers. Whoa! I'm high over the water on the Island Green 18th hole. Whew! Safe on the green. Now just put me in the hole. That's a birdie!
Book your tee time today at mulesnational.com.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
Hi, this is Jared Jones from Pilgrim Mortgage. I think it's important that you know who we are, and we believe home is more than an address. It's your future. Our team is dedicated to guiding you through the mortgage process with expertise, integrity, and a personal touch. You might even say that we're a little old-fashioned because we still believe that the client is always first. So come see me today, Pilgrim Mortgage, 101 North McGuire Street, Suite B in Warrensburg, or find me online at homeloansbyjared.com.
Man, David Bruce. I am the Bobcat Man, David Bruce.
Hey, this is David Bruce, the Bobcat Man, Bobcat of Sedalia. We've got Bobcat loaders and excavators in stock and on sale. I'm not able to give you the low price over the air due to minimum advertising price restrictions. I know what you're thinking. The Bobcat Man has gone crazy. Well, call my bluff. 816-491-6224. That's 816-491-6224. David Bruce, the Bobcat Man.
Hi, I'm Dustin from Warrensburg, and Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, we're back here in Warrensburg, Missouri. We're at Warrensburg High School, where the Warrensburg Tigers lead 34-7 over Moberly here on the home opener. And we have entered our halftime show, which is brought to you by Central Bank of Warrensburg, your hometown-operated bank with 4 locations to better serve you: Warrensburg, Holden, Odessa, and Higginsville. We live where you live. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. I'm Ryan Retone. Alongside me is Tanner Grant. And back at the studio, engineering tonight's broadcast, is Zach Schmidt. We are very glad to be here, and I think we're about to get joined by a whole lot of educators as they honored their retirees from last year, and they are about to come up here, I think, and eat where we are currently broadcasting, because we're basically in the multi-purpose press box at Warrensburg High School. But it's a 34-7 lead for Warrensburg. Tanner, tell me what set Warrensburg apart in the first half of what you saw? I mean, what made them better?
They just established the run. I mean, what can you do about that? Just right down the middle. They're just having a night on the ground, and the defense just seems to excel, finding ways to get the ball out of the hands of Moberly at least 4, maybe 5 times in the first half.
I mean, you're on pace to see 6 or 7 fumbles tonight. It's absurd. I've never seen anything like that.
6 or 7 touchdowns from the running back.
Yeah, A.J. Smith, in case you're just tuning in, he has 5 touchdowns tonight. No, that's not on the game. No, that's not on the season. He has 5 touchdowns in the first half. In fact, he had 5 touchdowns with 6 minutes to go in the first half. One of the best performances I've ever seen. It makes sense why A.J. Smith was a Class 4 All-State honoree last season. And honestly, week 1, he left probably a little bit to be desired. The lone touchdown from Warrensburg did not come from A.J. Smith. It was actually a passing touchdown from Cruz Villegas to, I believe it was, I don't have his name off the top of my head.
He just had to give his teammates some love. He couldn't take all the glory.
I believe he threw a touchdown pass to Dominic Mayhem in week 1, and that was a lone score. And then last week, Smith ripped off 3 touchdowns. This week he has 5, so he's already got 8 in 3 games, and he didn't even score 1 in the first game. I mean, a dominating performance, and I'm sure he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder for most of the season after the way the rivalry game went week number 1. A great job from Smith, who has just dominated this game. Why don't we talk a little pro sports? Who do the Chiefs have this week, Tanner? Do you know off the top of your head?
I do. I believe they play the Super Bowl rematch, Philadelphia Eagles.
My goodness. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Tanner, I know you're a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, right? I mean, pretty big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
I would say so myself.
What do you think's going to happen this weekend? I mean, come on.
Well, with Kansas City, I'm not sure how they're going to look after the week 1 loss to the Chargers there. Hopefully they can figure out something with the offense. With 2 of their main receivers out at the moment.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy and
looks
Rasheed
a lot
Rice.
like last year. But Mahomes is a very good improviser. And it's going to be a great matchup. The Eagles looking strong once again.
So I actually had this debate on the radio today. It was actually on a podcast today. And the question was, are the Chiefs still the team to beat in the NFL? I personally said no. I don't think they can be the team to knock off in the NFL whenever they didn't win the championship last year. Do I think they are a team to knock off in the NFL? One of the top teams? Yes. I don't know that I'd say they're the gold standard in the NFL right now. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think I would agree with that. I mean, obviously they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they're still a very good contender this year, as they have been for the past couple years. But yeah, I don't know how you can be the best team if you
the team when you're not the team that won. I definitely agree with that.
Which is a tough pill to swallow.
It is a tough pill to swallow, and I'd say Kansas City, even when they didn't win championships the past few years, they probably were still the team to beat. I don't know if you agree with that.
That is true.
But now, I mean, look, the Eagles are really good, and I know that until proven that they can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, I don't know that you can give that title to the Bills or the Ravens, but my goodness, that Sunday night football game was a lot of fun.
That was a stunner.
It was at least fun, at the very least, right? And the Bills' capability to come back in that one was...
Yeah, it was just a great game, and I would say the first week here of NFL was just...
It was a really good week.
It was amazing.
It was a lot
just
of fun.
what you like to see as football fans. A lot of action.
Showcased why we love football.
Yes.
And why we, want it to be back. And we're in week 3 of high school football. We're also we're in week 3 of college football. Missouri this week, I believe they play host to someone, and it's probably
big win against Kansas.
Yes, they play host to Louisiana. That's who they play this week. Last week, it was a win in the border war. Did you watch that game, Tanner? No, you did not watch that game, but he knows they beat Kansas. They come in 25th in the AP poll this week, so it was a 42-31 win over Kansas. I did watch the game, and Mizzou looked terrifyingly bad on the very first few drives of the game, but the second quarter was dominated by the Tigers, as was most of the rest of the game. They won that one 42-31, and Amon Hardy broke off the big run at the end of the game. It was 2 receiving touchdowns for the Missouri native Brett Norfleet, who had 7 receptions on 76 yards. You played against Norfleet in baseball.
I did encounter Norfleet through baseball.
Was he as good at baseball as he is at football?
He was a big first baseman, I remember.
Hit a very far home run.
He did hit a very far home run.
Yeah, so he had 7 receptions, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amon Hardy, 112 yards on the ground to go along with Roberts, who had 143 yards on the ground. There was 300 yards of rushing for Mizzou last week. They had 600 yards of offense. That's jarring to think about. And right now on the field, Warrensburg's band seniors are getting announced as they have taken the field with 10 minutes to go in halftime, but jarring to think about the fact that Mizzou had 600 yards of offense. This week they play Louisiana, and then the week after that, they host South Carolina. No, you have not heard that wrong. Mizzou will have played 5 straight home games. That is real to start off the season. They play 8 of their 12 games at home this season. A favorable SEC schedule, and I would say if Mizzou can beat South Carolina this week, they would almost be a lock for the playoff if they only lost 1 or 2 more games. I mean, you get a ranked win to go along with some of the other wins you have, so this is going to be this week is fine, as long as they don't have the letdown win after the rivalry game, but next week will be a really big test for Mizzou. We're about halfway through halftime here in Warrensburg. We'll step aside. When we're back, it's more Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show on KOKO Sports.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too. And Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg.
You can depend on your Comfort Maker dealer to keep your home and family comfortable all summer long. Whether it's a spring tune-up or a midsummer emergency repair call, our customers enjoy the peace of mind that comes with having a reliable relationship with a rock-solid service partner. Make Fox Heating and Cooling your first and only call for outstanding cooling products and solutions. Call 660-747-2992 or come by 448 East Gay Street. Comfort Maker. Comfort with confidence.
Hi, this is Jared Jones from Pilgrim Mortgage. I think it's important that you know who we are, and we believe home is more than an address. It's your future. Our team is dedicated to guiding you through the mortgage process with expertise, integrity, and a personal touch. You might even say that we're a little old-fashioned because we still believe that the client is always first. So come see me today, Pilgrim Mortgage, 101 North McGuire Street, Suite B in Warrensburg, or find me online at homeloansbyjared.com.
This is Mary. I'm from Warrensburg, and Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Tegmeyer, your local State Farm agent here in Warrensburg. As a longtime resident, chamber member, and two-time UCM graduate, I'm proud to serve the Johnson County community with the highest-rated insurance company in the nation, State Farm. I'd love to have the opportunity to sit down with you and review any or all of your policies to see how I can help you create a personalized plan that specifically fits your needs. I look forward to talking to you.
Click, call, or stop by to talk with Lindsay Tegmeyer, your local State Farm agent on East Russell Avenue in Warrensburg.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too. And Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg. Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
We are at Warrensburg High School, where the Tigers lead 34-7 over the visiting Moberly Spartans. It's the home opener tonight. It's also senior night, and currently they're reading off the band seniors. There are quite a few. Tanner, if you look down there right in front of us, Ryan Retone, Tanner Grant alongside you. It's just been a phenomenal performance from Warrensburg. Again, the last 2 weeks have been 180.
Exactly what you want to see on a home opener here.
Yeah, and it was a
very exciting show for the fans.
A very weird shift in college, as I don't know when it started, in high school, excuse me. I don't know when it started, but teams now have their senior nights as their first game of the season. A lot of teams do that. I know that's what we did in high school. I think COVID is really whenever they kind of decided to do that, because no one knew how many home games they were going to get or how long the 2021 season was going to be able to go, because you were still playing that in the fall of 2020 the 2020 season that was. No one really knew how long it was going to go, and so teams did it their first week, and honestly, I think it's just stuck. I mean, I don't know if that's tradition here at Warrensburg. I'm obviously new to covering them, but if it is, I enjoy it. I mean, I know our senior year, our senior night was the last game of the season, and it ended up being a very big game that perhaps maybe they didn't want that to be the senior night game, and so I could see as the Warrensburg band sprints onto the field with 5 minutes left, it looks like they're going to perform their halftime show, which could get really, really dicey here in terms of needing to be off of the field. But they're going to go ahead and start performing here. Wow, I've never really seen anything like this. But yeah, it's a weird shift, and I'm not going to complain about it. It brings more excitement to the home opener.
Right, and I think a lot of coaches want to take away some of that distraction.
Yeah. This is a big distraction.
There's a lot of planning going into senior night with the parents and
you end up what ends up happening more often than not, right, is the seniors come off the field. At least whenever we went to high school, the seniors came off of the field at when you come off the field, usually like 40-minute mark with warm-ups.
Right.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
To dress out.
And so you're off the field at the 40-minute mark, the team is, and usually you go back to the locker room and talk and do whatever. What happens for the seniors is they end up sitting outside until 7 or 8 minutes are left on the warm-up clock, and then they sprint back in and have to rush to put their stuff on, and then all of a sudden you're running out the tunnel and getting on the field.
You don't want that with a big playoff,
But like a Week 9 game where you're supposed to be getting ready for the playoffs.
To make or break the playoffs, and
just too many distractions to have a big game. So tonight was senior night. It's week 3, and I know we've said that multiple times. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Warrensburg's district standings last week. During last week's game, they were slotted in the 4 spot after suffering that week 1 loss. This week, sitting at 1-1, they're in the 3 spot. Nevada is number 1, and Nevada has been a buzzsaw. They beat Monette 63-34 last week. Last week they beat Aurora 49-0. This week they do play at Seneca. Seneca is supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, so that'll be one of the best teams in the state. So that'll be a really good measuring stick for what Nevada is going to do in this district. Harrisonville is second with 43 points. They're 2-0 on the year, and as I get an ad on Misha, I get it to go away. They're playing at Center tonight. Last week they defeated Bolivar 22-19. Warrensburg 1-1 this week. It looks like they're going to go to 2-0. They have 36.5 points, so about 8 points behind the 2-0 Harrisonville team, and they're sitting in 3rd. Lincoln College Prep is in 4th with 24 points. They sit at 1-1 on the season as well, and they're playing at Maryville tonight. They're playing at Shawnee Mission West tonight over in Kansas. Last week they lost 34-10 to St. Mary's Southside. In the 6th, they're tied for the 6th slot alone is Raytown South. They're 0-2 with 17 points. They lost to Smithville the first week and Raytown last week. They have Liberty this week, the Class 6 school. So they'll gain some points for playing Liberty, but I highly doubt they get a win in that one. Southeast and Pleasant Hill are both tied for last place in this district, 0-2 with 12 points. Southeast has lost 48-0 in week 1 and week 2. For week 1 was at Pembroke Hills. Last week was against Van Horn. This week they play Crest Ridge. They will not gain any points from playing Crest Ridge. I would hope they beat them. Crest Ridge is a Class 1 school. But they will not gain any points from playing Crest Ridge. And then Pleasant Hill, who's 0-2 with 12 points as well, has lost to Savannah 24-41 and Maryville 37-14. They're on the road at Oak Grove tonight. Warrensburg, again, looking like they're going to win this one. They go on the road to Harrisonville next week. Now, I say that it looks like they're going to win this one. You don't want to count Moberly out. Moberly is Class 3, District 4, so a classification lower than Warrensburg, who's in Class 4, District 7. Again, Warrensburg goes on the road to Harrisonville next week and Pleasant Hill the week after before they come back home to host Odessa and Center. Then it's Clinton on the road and Oak Grove to finish out the regular season. We're going to go ahead and take one more break here on the Central Bank of Warrensburg halftime show. 34-7, Warrensburg leads. Listening to KOKO Sports.
Real estate, land, equipment, tools, guns, coins, you name it, we can handle it. Hello, this is Chad Davis at Davis Bell Auction and Real Estate. James Bell and I take great pride in being able to offer an auction plan that best suits our clients. Our decades of experience, availability, and attention to detail will make your next auction a great success. When you need an auction, think Davis Bell, your full auction service company. Give us a call, 660-747-6988, or find us today at davisbellauctions.com.
I'm Brenda from St. Louis. Warrensburg Chrysler just made me another happy customer.
It's the Drive-In to Fall event at Warrensburg Chrysler, and prices are falling. Get $7,750 off a 2025 Wagoneer S, or up to $5,250 off 2025 Ram 1500 DT Crew Cab Tradesman, and interest rates as low as 3.9% to qualified buyers. Fall into a great deal at Warrensburg Chrysler.
I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Chrysler.
Looking for more than just a healthcare provider? At Western Missouri Medical Center, we're your dedicated partner for health. Our team of expert specialists, advanced treatments, and cutting-edge technology means you get the care you need when you need it most. We're proud to care for the community we call home, and we're here to support your health at every stage of life. Learn more at WMMC.com. Western Missouri Medical Center, your partner for health.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School Football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
We're about a minute from the start of the second half in a game that Warrensburg has dominated. 34-7, they lead at the halftime break. Ryan Retone, Tanner Grant alongside of you. And Tanner, what is it going to take for Warrensburg to close this one out in the second half?
Well, the first thing I would say is they have got to hold on to the football. 5, I think, fumbles in the first half.
For Moberly. Moberly has 5. Yeah, what's it going to take for Warrensburg to finish the half off and get the win? Sorry, I threw this kind of on you last second.
They're going to have to go right back to the bread and butter with the run there. Not changing much, really.
No.
Defense keep dominating, getting turnovers, and the offense just putting it on the ground and running the clock down.
A.J. Smith has 5 touchdowns in this game, a dominating performance. Moberly has 4 fumbles that have been recovered by Warrensburg, and I'm sure the Tigers defense with Coach Kavanaugh are going to be very, very happy about their first half effort. The lone touchdown came off of an A.J. Smith fumble, but I think the 5 touchdowns have probably made up for his 1 fumble. It'll be Moberly football out of the halftime break, and they'll look to just possess the football like Tanner said. I mean, they even lost one on the sideline earlier on a kick return. It felt like they just had butterfingers. Moberly has taken the field in their white uniform tops, blue bottoms, and white helmets with a blue and red stripe. Warrensburg kind of looks like Alabama, to be honest with you. They've got I'd call it crimson tops with
almost
the crimson
like
helmets
tonight.
and the white bottoms. A.J. Hook will kick things off for us. Well, I believe. I don't even see. Yeah, there he goes trotting out. We have 24 minutes of football remaining in this one. Last week, Warrensburg had a running clock 42-6 over Cameron. We only saw the starters for maybe a few minutes in the second half. We'll see what this one has in store. I'm sure Moberly's going to want to push back a little bit. The kick is off. It's picked up at the 5-yard line across the 20, running left sideline. He's got a lot of running room and finally goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. I can't see the number on that returner. It looks as if it was number 14 in a white top, so that would be, if I get it pulled up, that would be Colin Knox, the junior. The second half is brought to you by Warrensburg Chrysler. We're on the Pilgrim Mortgage broadcast. Warrensburg working out of the shotgun, Moberly working out of the shotgun. We've seen them run the single wing all night. It's just whether they've been under center or out of the shotgun. It'll be 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen as the referee looks to reset the play clock here. He finally gets what he wants and chops the play in. They're in the shotgun, dropping back to pass. It was a hitch that just was thrown well behind the receiver. They were looking for Caden Abel. It wasn't even really being defended by Warrensburg. The throw was just incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. The quarterback on that play, Nolan Samuel. They've ran 2 quarterbacks in this one. Samuel started the game. Jaron Tidens came in for a little bit, but it's really been Samuel's most of the night. He's in the shotgun again, running back to his right, wing to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Just a straight quarterback run as he gets across the 40-yard line, dragged down at the 42. Say a gain of 7 on 2nd down, and it's 3rd down now. This is where Warrensburg has been able to get off the field. I say that, though. They've really been able to get off the field on any down because they've just punched the ball out. 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Warrensburg leading by 27, trying to get off the field on 3rd down and 3. Moberly moving left to right on your audio feed. Same formation here, 2 to the bottom. Wing back to the top. They'll hand it off to the running back. And he's got nowhere to go. The run was dragged out, and Frank Stevenson right there to bring down the ball carrier after a gain of maybe 1. Stevenson has been all over the field tonight. Recovered a fumble earlier in this game. Has made multiple tackles for a loss. That one may be a gain of 1 from the running back in Corbin Lampkin. And it'll bring up 4th down and 2. Are you going for it here if you're Moberly, Tanner?
I mean, you have to. You have to spark some kind of life here into the offense.
4th down and 2. It's going to be a quarterback rollout. He's going right side, being chased down by a Moberly Warrensburg defender, and he's brought down
by his legs.
Tripping up the quarterback was Trayvon Murphy. There's a flag on the play. It's going against Moberly. Murphy comes all the way from the backside, sacks the quarterback, and Warrensburg gets the ball back with 10 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the third quarter on the turnover on downs.
Murphy having himself a wonderful night.
Yeah, Murphy and Stevenson, to go along with Jaden Williams, have played phenomenally defensively on the line. See Camden Mannering shot out. He's played a very nice night at quarterback, does have an interception, but really he's just had to hand the ball off to A.J. Smith, and good things have happened. Smith's lined up in the offset gun here. 3 receivers to the top, tight end to the bottom. Tight end now goes in motion. They'll hand it off to Smith. Smith cuts back. He's got a lot of running room. Stiff arms a defender.
Up the middle.
Smith, will he go all the way? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Warrensburg. One play, one A.J. Smith run for 43 yards and his 6th IHOP touchdown of the night. Are you serious?
Wow.
A.J. Smith is playing on rookie mode tonight.
I mean, what did we expect here?
A minute and 43 seconds into the second half, Warrensburg has scored again. And now they're going to run this swinging gate possibly, or they're just going for 2 here. And they're going for 2 because if they get up 42-7, they can institute the running clock going into the fourth quarter. So 40-7, we're going to see Wildcat here. Smith is in 5 wide. Is Moberly going to take a timeout? They are. Moberly takes a timeout. We're just going to go ahead and stay here. I mean, we literally just got back into this game. That touchdown is brought to you by IHOP, and good news because you get free pancakes for every home touchdown that is scored, and that's already 6.
IHOP might be rethinking their decision there.
Courtesy of A.J. Smith. Yeah, courtesy of A.J. Smith. Warrensburg leads by 33. They're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 35-point game. In high school football, when you lead by 35 going into the fourth quarter, the running clock starts. And I would say the 35-point cushion would also trigger the JV team coming into the game. That's what happened last week in Cameron. Again, Warrensburg's starters, though, didn't get to play in the second half last week. How keen are you to not have them play in the second half this week whenever you've got to play them at some point? So with 10 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the third quarter, we'll have an untimed down here. 5 wide, it's Wildcat. A.J. Smith alone in the backfield as quarterback. He motions now the quarterback, Cruz Villegas, into the formation, who he'll take the snap now. He'll roll out right, fakes a pitch back, and this play is not going to work out unless, that was, oh my goodness, is he in? What in the world?
Wow.
Villegas, it looked like Villegas stepped out of bounds, and all of a sudden
he was at the last second there, but it looked like he was out of bounds.
They say the 2-point conversion is good. Sure, Cruz Villegas goes in 42-7.
Forward at the end there.
Warrensburg leads. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
I'm Todd from Knob Nostr. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, Warrensburg leads by 35 with 10:17 to go in the third quarter. They got the A.J. Smith touchdown on one play after the 4th down stop. I know, we're a minute 43 into the second half. You'd think Warrensburg got the ball first, but they didn't. They got the stop, one play. A.J. Smith gets his 5th or 6th rushing touchdown on the night. As the kick return goes out to the 30-yard line, the ball was loose on the ground, but Moberly recovers it. I mean, this has just been one of the most dominating performances I've seen from a running back. Now, he does have a fumble. I'd love to know what the rushing touchdowns record is at Warrensburg, because he already has 6 and has 21 minutes to work with. And they're actually going to have the running clock go here in the third quarter. So that was probably the reason for the 2-point conversion. We're at 9:45 and counting in the third quarter. We'll see if Warrensburg starters get another offensive series. This drive for Moberly is going to start at the 30-yard line. They're still in the single wing. Fake the handoff, pass it, fire a pass out near sideline, and it's the same play they tried to run on the first play last drive, and it's just incomplete. The quarterback can't find his receiver. So once again,
not on the same page there as that was thrown near the receiver's feet.
Nolan Samuel
stopped.
Samuel has not been able to connect with a receiver tonight. The lone big pass play came from Jaron Titans. That went for nearly 50 yards before the end of the second half, but they couldn't convert on that one. 2nd down and 10 from the Warrensburg 30-yard line. Bring a man in orbit motion. It'll be the quarterback, Samuels, to take off right up the middle. A gain of 5 on 1st down and another 3rd down and medium for the Spartans. That's been a down they have been woefully inefficient on tonight. Clock down under 8 minutes and 40 seconds in the third quarter. In the second half is brought to you by Warrensburg Chrysler. Samuels in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. This is a play-action pass rolling out right side. He's being chased by a lot of Warrensburg defenders. He has a man, and it's complete at the 45-yard line where he's dragged out of bounds. So a 1st down completion for the Moberly Spartans. That's Kish Jacobs Jr., the senior wide receiver, who gets a gain of 10 on 3rd down and 5 and picks up the Fox Heating and Cooling 1st down.
Well, great play by the quarterback there, rolling out and able to find a receiver on the run to move the chains.
Pretty simple play-action pass what am I trying to say? Concept, thank you. I appreciate that. Concept there. They pulled the guard, and he got out in front and blocked, and there was really no pressure except coming from the backside. This time they will hand it off to the running back, Corbin Lampkin, and he's slung out of bounds after a gain of maybe 3. In there on the tackle was Seth Johnson. Johnson recovered a fumble earlier in this game, as did 4 other Warrensburg Tigers. 42-7 they lead with 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 50-yard line. So you can see Moberly's play calls starting to slowly get in. Earlier they were trying to run, a decent tempo for a team that's running the triple option. They've kind of slowed down now. Ball's right at midfield. Quarterback under center. They do give the handoff to the dive man, and he maybe got a yard as the defensive tackles did a very good job for Warrensburg. I believe in there on the tackle was number 50. Bron Lamone. Another 3rd down and medium. They picked up the last one on a passing play. Say 3rd down and 5 from the Warrensburg 48. Samuels under center. He hands it off to the running back, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 on 3rd down. In the backfield to make the play was Cannon Seaver, a junior lineman. It'll bring up 4th down and 7. As the officials stop the clock, do we got the water break here? We do. So with 5 minutes and 59 seconds to play in the third quarter, Warrensburg looking to get off the field on 4th down on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots. Endless possibilities. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
4th down and 8. As Moberly had just crossed over into enemy territory, they're now back on their own 49-yard line. It'll be 8 yards they have to go to pick up the Fox Heating and Cooling first down as the clock begins to run again. That's because Warrensburg leads by 35. In the shotgun, Samuels. He rolls out left side, throwing on the run. He has his man. A very nice pass and complete inside the 40-yard line. They'll step out of bounds at the 37.
That's what Moberly needed there, a 4th and 8, I think.
Yeah.
As they went back to the play-action pass, which worked the previous drive.
Like the sophomore receiver, Grant Miller, picked it up, just ran a comeback right to the sticks and picked it up on the rollout pass. So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line of Warrensburg. Samuels, he'll roll out to pass again. Coming near sideline, down scanning, fires back across the middle, starting to feel himself. Passes complete, bowling over a defender, and down at the 20-yard line. Now inside the American Senior Benefits red zone. I believe it was Kish Jacobs Jr. He had a catch earlier in this game. He gets down to the 20, and now we've got an injured Warrensburg Tiger. Looks like maybe just some cramping issues there.
Well, a little spark of life from Moberly here as they're looking to get into the end zone.
Well, maybe not some. We actually have 2 Warrensburg Tigers down on the field here with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. And while they look at him, we'll go ahead and step aside back on the other side of the break on KOKO Sports.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free, that's right, free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, the injured Tiger is back up. The play is live, and a run play goes for maybe 1 for Moberly. The injured Tiger was Seth Johnson, the senior receiver / defensive back. I'm not sure what the issue is there. He's sitting on the bench now, but looks okay. Maybe some cramping. Also down on that play, though, was Trayvon Murphy. He's back up and looks fine. He's actually in the game. So with 4:25 to play, it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Moberly, it's Samuels under center. He'll hand it off on the belly and a gain of 2. And the ball's out again. No, they'll say it hit the turf first. That was going to be another scoop and score for Cruz Villegas. He had one last week, and
very close to another.
Would have been the 5th one of the game.
I mean,
Villegas went for 45 yards on a scoop and score last weekend in Cameron. Was going to have another one there, but they blow the play dead and say it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the Warrensburg 22-yard line. Clock under 3:40. It's been running the whole time. Ever since Warrensburg scored, they went for 2 to make sure it ran. PA announcer exclaiming that it's 3rd down. They'll need 10 to pick up the Fox Heating and Cooling first down. Rolling out right, has a man. It's caught again at the 15-yard line and staying in bounds. Not enough for the first down, but will make 4th down a little easier.
the play-action pass seems to be working here for them.
Yeah, the rollout game has been pretty nice. That pass was complete to Kayvon Tiger. Bring up 4th down and 3. They're inside the American Senior Benefits red zone. Fists in the air for 4th down. Clock under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Moberly looking to bring this game back within 35 points. Samuels in the shotgun. Quarterback run to the left side. Breaks one tackle. I don't think he got it. It is going to be very, very close. One spot has them at the 11-yard line. The line, well, not the 11-yard line, the 14-yard line. The line to gain was 13, and they'll say it was a turnover on downs. Warrensburg gets off the field again. 2 drives for Moberly in the second half. Both have resulted in a turnover on downs, and Warrensburg will take over from their own 14-yard line. The starting offense trots back onto the field. Camden Mannering and A.J. Smith. Smith, 6 touchdowns in this game. Last play, he went 45 yards on the first play from scrimmage. We'll see what they do here. Mannering hands it off to Smith. Smith spin move. Whoa. Got the defender on the ground. Stiff arms another one across the 15 or 25. He's across the 20, dragged down at the 21.
It was almost a tackle for loss in the backfield, and that was a
and now Smith is going to have to limp.
Spin move.
Yeah, Smith is going to have to limp off the field now. And we'll see Hunter Michelle check in. That's not good news. I think maybe he just got dead-legged, but you never really want to speculate anything. Maybe a cramp. How about that? They're going to go ahead and stretch him out on the sideline. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mannering in the shotgun. It's a counter run with Hunter Michelle. Michelle is brought down. He lost quite a few there. No, they'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 3, and you're without your star running back. Now, I will say this isn't a 3rd down that you have to have. It would obviously be nice to score on nearly every possession that you have. Mannering in the shotgun, Michelle to the left, tight into the top, 2 receivers to the top. Trouble with the snap. Michelle spinning at the line of scrimmage. He might have done enough to get that 1st down, and he did. Wow. There was a defender in the backfield. There was trouble with the snap. Michelle spins to the 25-yard line. That was the line to gain, and it'll be a 1st down. Fox Heating and Cooling 1st down. Well, your all-state returning running back is on the sideline. Go to Hunter Michelle, and he makes a good play.
Work on those spins at practice, Ryan.
Yeah, no joke. 25 seconds to go. They'll bring Mayhem in motion, hand it off to Michelle. Michelle, lots of room up the middle in a gain of 4. That should be the last play of the third quarter. Michelle was dragged down at the 33-yard line. Warrensburg's kind of wanting to speed up here with 8 seconds. Are they going to run another play? But wow, Moberly was heading to the sideline, and it's a hard count. So the clock will expire. And at the end of 3, Warrensburg leads 42-7. Looks like there was some confusion. I think that the officials didn't allow Warrensburg to snap that football. But we're going to go ahead and step aside. 42-7, they lead as we head to the fourth quarter on KOKO Sports.
I'm Brenda from St. Louis. Warrensburg Chrysler just made me another happy customer.
It's the Drive-In to Fall event at Warrensburg Chrysler, and prices are falling. Get $7,750 off a 2025 Wagoneer S, or up to $5,250 off 2025 Ram 1500 DT Crew Cab Tradesman, and interest rates as low as 3.9% to qualified buyers. Fall into a great deal at Warrensburg Chrysler.
I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Chrysler.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a that's right, free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Well, there's 12 minutes of football to be played in this Week 3 matchup between the Warrensburg Tigers and the Moberly Spartans, and it's looking like it will be 12. rushing touchdowns. He's in the shotgun next to Camden Mannering. They'll hand it to Smith. He's got so much running room, stretching this one out down the sideline across the 50 and out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Moberly. Smith just bent it to the corner, had plenty of running room. 2 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter. Another Fox Heating and Cooling first down. Doing some shuffling around with personnel here. One receiver at the bottom, that is Theo McCracken, who didn't play in last week's game, had a few big receptions early in this one. They handed off new running back into the game. There's a flag down. That's too bad. It's going to be a touchdown here, but it'll come off the board. Hunter Michelle with a fantastic run. The sophomore went all the way into the end zone. We're going to see probably an excessive celebration. We're also going to have a holding bring this back. This is going to end up being 30 yards taken off of the drive. It would be my guess. Again, that's all speculation. They signaled touchdown. Hunter Michelle had a great carry there.
Wow, but he kind of threw the ball at the end there.
I think they'll tag him for throwing the football. I think they'll tag a hold, and that is just unfortunate. Broke off a great run. They stopped the clock with 9:28 to go in the fourth quarter. There were two different flags. One is sitting at the 37-yard line, or excuse me, the 43-yard line. The other was down by the 10, and the referees are bringing this one back. We await the call from the head referee, who's taking his time. It will be a hold against Warrensburg. And so far, that's the only. I have to go into the script and find the 1st and 36 play. But Hunter Michelle rips off another big run down the right sideline, dragged down at the 49. Got almost all of that back. Michelle is running very hard, and it looks like we might. They had an injured player, got him up, though. Officiating crew was quick to try to call for the Moberly trainer, but the injured player's fine, and I think they're going to make him come out. Yeah, they will. They'll go ahead and run him off the field with 9 minutes and 10 seconds to play the clock. For a game that has a running clock, the clock has been stopped off. Oh, that's because Warrensburg took a timeout. That's why the clock is stopped. Well, the timeout is brought to you by Flat Branch Home Loans. Let's get you a home, 660-422-5699 with 9:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Warrensburg wants to talk things over. We'll do the same on KOKO Sports.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warren's 5 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, we're here in Warrensburg. I've owed you a station ID for about 13 minutes now, so I'll go ahead and give it to you. You're listening to tonight's broadcast on 1450 AM KOKO, 92.1 FM KOKO. Streaming live on the MoSportsZone app, MoSportsZone.com, or the MoSportsZone YouTube channel. I'm Ryan Retone. Alongside me is Tanner Grant, and our engineer back at the studio tonight is Zach Schmidt. It's second down and 15 with 9 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Warrensburg leads by 35. They have now brought in their JV team, so bear with me while I try to get those names. It will be a handoff to the running back and a gain of 2 on second down. I'm wondering if the timeout, well, not wondering, it was obviously to get the JV or the backups into the game. That'd be Mason Solons on the run. He's a freshman. Got some carries last week in Cameron, now getting some fourth quarter time against Moberly this week. The quarterback into the game now is Anderson Boak. He's also a freshman.
Well, looking to get the JV guys some reps here and get the starters a break.
And I'd say that's why we probably saw Warrensburg starters in the third quarter, was because they didn't get to play last week in the fourth quarter. That run up the middle again. And it was Mason Solons, gain of 2, and we'll see a punt. Now, this is where it gets unique, because the same thing happened last week. They need to bring the varsity offense back onto the field to punt, and so you have to see full line changes, except they don't make a line change like the punt unit comes on. It's just them getting in an offensive formation so that the quarterback, Cruz Villegas, can punt. they do make those changes. Hopefully they have all 11 guys. The varsity offense had been sitting down on the bench. Villegas was the quarterback week 1. Ended up becoming kind of just a gadget man now, but he still does the punting for the team. Villegas gets the snap. It's a very good punt, end over end, received and fair caught, actually, at the 14-yard line of Moberly. That's where they'll start this drive with 7:20 to play in the fourth quarter. This one obviously going to be a win for Warrensburg, barring, maybe Tracy McGrady walks into the building and comes back in like it's basketball style. I remember when he came back from down, 12 points and 45 seconds. This comeback would almost be more impressive than that.
That would certainly be an impressive comeback, Ryan. 42-7 here tonight.
Yeah, so this one well over. Next week. Warrensburg hits the road again. They'll go to Harrisonville, and we'll have that live here for you. There's a pass complete out to the far sideline, gain of 4. The passing game is kind of opened up for Moberly. Unfortunately, it was not there for them in the first half, and they fumbled the ball so many times. They've been out of this game since we started the second half. Again, Warrensburg goes on the road to Harrisonville next week, and then they're also on the road at Pleasant Hill 2 weeks from today, before they come back home for Odessa and Center. 2nd down and 4. Quarterback going to take this one himself. He's got running room. Samuels trying to stiff arm a cornerback, brings him to the turf, but he goes down with the defender. A gain of 5 and a first down.
Good run there, getting to the outside, picking up the first down for Moberly.
Their Fox heating and cooling first down. Moberly trying to come back in this one. Don't worry, I know it's not too hot, now that the suns went down, but we still got to get the water break in. So 6 minutes to go. In this game, Warrensburg leads 42-7. We'll step aside on KOKO Sports.
Welcome to Home Improvement Improved. At Central Bank, our home equity loans help you make your dream home a reality. With our experienced local lending team and a lower interest rate than a credit card, you'll have more flexibility and the cash you need to update your home the way you want to. Because we do banking better. Visit any of our convenient locations or apply online. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games. IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
You're listening to Warrensburg Tigers Football on AM 1450 and 92.1 FM KOKO.
Another complete pass on first down for Moberly. This time it's their sophomore quarterback that they have brought into the football game. He played a little bit in the first half as well. Jaron Tidens. It's a gain of 4, and that was honestly a hospital ball. It looked like Warrensburg was sitting in cover 2 there, and the cornerback came up to destroy the wide receiver, but bouncing off of the cornerback was Colin Knox with the reception. A gain of 4 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. Moberly quarterback going to take off and maybe get a gain of 1. The run game has just been very slow to develop and really hasn't been able to go anywhere. So it is Tidings again, and they'll give him 1. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Again, Warrensburg has just figured out the option defense.
Yeah, well, I think it's so beneficial whenever you play 2 option teams back-to-back weeks.
Right. And that's kind of lucky on the scheduling side.
Yeah. 3rd down and 4. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Quarterback in the shotgun. That's Tidings. He'll hand it off to his running back. Running left tackle is Lampkin across the first down marker. He got a gain of 5, needed 4. He'll be brought down on the 42-yard line of Moberly. Moberly's going to fall at 0-3 after this game. They lost a 3-point game last week to Osage, and that was an Osage team that I was under the impression that is typically good. So I thought that was going to be a good loss, and this was going to be a very good game. Moberly's going to fall to 0-3, and they got to go on the road to Kirksville next week. Dropping back to passes the quarterback. He's evading pressure. Lets this one rip.
Wow.
That was actually a really nice shade there, even though it was not a complete pass. Jared Titans navigating traffic. He actually might have crossed over the line of scrimmage and then just let one rip. Unfortunately, the wide receiver was kind of at a jogging, right? I don't think he thought he was getting the ball.
At the end of his route there.
Yeah, if he would have been running full speed, that might have been a touchdown. Tidings had the big pass play earlier in the game that went for about 45 yards before the end of halftime, but Moberly couldn't convert, just like most of the night. As we're nearing the 3 minutes mark, Tidings straight drop back to pass. This is just 4 verticals looking down the right sideline.
Another
Honestly,
overthrow there.
Although it was overthrown, that was another really good ball from Tidings. Maybe just need to loft it up a little bit more. It'll be 4th down and 10. I don't know that you even maybe you go for it. I don't know.
Well, the arm strength is definitely there.
There's some promising things, I would say, with him, and he's just a sophomore. See if Moberly chooses to go that route. Moberly and Warrensburg call the plays in the same way. They've got like that high jump scoreboard looking thing, you know what I'm talking about over there, that they flip whatever in on. Last week, Cameron drew their plays out on a whiteboard and flung up the number. It was very interesting. Tidings rolling out to pass far sideline. He steps up in the pocket, a hitch, and throws that one away. So another turnover on downs. After 2 minutes and 22 seconds, in the fourth quarter and counting, Warrensburg takes over. We'll see even new players out on the field. Or was that third? That was 3rd down, I guess. I thought that was 4th down. Now it's 4th down. Huh. So Moberly going to run their 4th down play now with 2 minutes. Tidings straight drop back to pass. 4 verticals again. Just kind of a Hail Mary. Tidings lots of time. He's going to roll out to his right now. Let this one loose right from the line of scrimmage. He actually has a man. Oh, my goodness. It's caught and into the end zone. Are you kidding me? Did they say he was beyond the line of scrimmage, though? And they did. And he was. And that'll end up being a turnover on downs. That's too bad.
He definitely did.
For Moberly.
Creep over the line of scrimmage there, but that was a nice provision ball there.
Tidings is going to be pretty good. And I would venture to say, I don't know what Moberly's identity is or what they want to do, but I would venture to say that when Tidings becomes the quarterback at Moberly, they should check out of the triple option and maybe throw the ball a little bit.
That would be a good time to transition, switch up the offense.
So with 95 seconds to go in this Warrensburg Chrysler second half, and now the clock is running, Warrensburg will take over on the turnover on downs, because when you throw the ball past the line of scrimmage, the clock doesn't run typically, but it is a loss of downs. So it being on 4th down, turnover on downs with the running clock, they'll let it run. Warrensburg's going to have to run 1, maybe 2 plays before they move to 2-1 on the season. Very nice win. It'll be back-to-back running clock wins for Warrensburg. And they'll hit the road next weekend for a district game against Harrisonville. Be a very big one in Class 4 District 7. Offense onto the field. I don't know that we're going to see a knee. They might run the play just to give some younger guys some reps. At halftime, Harrisonville was leading center 20-7.
Ball is
12
out
tonight.
Here.
There is a fumble. It's recovered by Warrensburg, but it doesn't matter. The game clock is less than what's on the play clock, and Warrensburg is going to get a win. 42-7. Warrensburg wins this one at home in their home opener on senior night over Moberly. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we're back, we'll recap things on the postgame show. You're listening to KOKO Sports.
Touchdown!
It's time to stack the score. Hi, this is Annie from your Warrensburg IHOP. Warrensburg High School football is back in action, and so are we. After every home football game, everyone gets a free, that's right, free pancake for every touchdown our home team scores. So make plans to come on in and celebrate your Warrensburg Tigers at your Warrensburg IHOP. Every Friday after home games, IHOP Warrensburg. We stack the score.
I'm Todd from Knob Noster. Warrensburg Ford just made me another happy customer.
At Warrensburg Ford, they're built for growth with the Ford Tough lineup of full pickups. From the #1 leading Ford F-150 to Ford Super Duties, Warrensburg Ford has what it takes to get the job done. See the complete lineup of 2025 Ford F-Series trucks today and take advantage of great incentives at Warrensburg Ford.
Hi, I'm Evan Harris, and the tradition of making happy customers continues at Warrensburg Ford.
Hello, Central Missouri. This is Michael Malloy from American Senior Benefits. When the Tigers find themselves in the red zone, they pull out their special playbook to find the end zone. Retirement has a red zone too. The 5 years leading up to and the first 10 years of retirement are critical to having a well thought out plan. Let the experts at American Senior Benefits guide you to your end zone so you don't have to settle for a field goal. American Senior Benefits, across from the courthouse in Warrensburg, proudly flying our nation's colors each and every workday.
Let's be honest, football isn't the only thing with ups and downs lately. Mortgage rates have been moving too. And Travis Fleming at Flat Branch Home Loans is here to help. If you bought a home when rates were around 8% or higher, now might be the perfect time to call a timeout and refinance or even consolidate some debt. And for all the first-time buyers, don't sit on the sidelines. Travis would love to help you get in the game and score a home. Travis Fleming with Flat Branch is your playbook for smarter home loans. Find Travis on the web today at flatbranchhomeloans.com/Warrensburg. AM 1450 and 92.1 KOKO with Warrensburg Tigers Football.
Well, Warrensburg just got done singing the alma mater in front of the student section here on their home opener. It was senior night as well, and they just took the dominating victory, 42-7. Ryan Retone, Tanner Grant here to wrap things up on KOKO Sports. I mean, Tanner, what worked?
I mean, the run, Ryan, the run. What more can you ask for than just playing hard-nosed football and running the ball all night long? Moberly, not really any answers there. I mean, they had the touchdown early, but they just couldn't get anything going with their offense. They made way too many mistakes fumbling the football, and that's not a statistic that'll win you games.
No. Can't turn the ball over. Warrensburg knows that firsthand. They turned the ball over too many times week one, and that's the reason why they're sitting at 2-1 and not 3-0 right now. But for Warrensburg tonight, it was the A.J. Smith show. He did have a fumble. So, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll tell it right in there. A.J. Smith had a fumble tonight. But don't worry, guys. It's not going to matter because he had 6 touchdowns. I think the 6 touchdowns will outweigh the 1 fumble. What do you?
Right, a little quick math, and that's 5 good things to 1 bad thing.
5 good things, but he had a lot of good things tonight. And
just exciting for your home opener. It's exactly what you wanted to do, you know, give
absolutely.
the fans a show. Just have a nice, exciting, fun first game at home here.
A.J. Smith's 6 touchdowns. I don't know if that was a record for Warrensburg, but it was a lot. I'll tell you that much. And for him to go out and have a performance like that again, Smith did not score week one. That's hard to believe. It does feel like a long time ago. He'll now be tied with a long list of people for 23rd all-time in touchdowns scored in a Misha football game. The leader actually had 11 in one game, so that's quite a bit. But there are quite a few guys that have scored 6 touchdowns in a game in Missouri, and A.J. Smith is now one of them. So congratulations to him. Again, an all-state returner. They dominated the run game, or Moberly turned the ball over just entirely too many times, and you got to give credit to Warrensburg for forcing those turnovers, and got to feel, pretty happy after playing 2 triple option teams and going out and getting 2 wins. Those games are never easy, are they?
Right. No, you still have to stay focused because those triple options can add up over time. You know, it's brutal. You let your guard down and they're scoring a touchdown.
Right.
So.
Well, for Warrensburg, they moved to 2-1 on the season. They now have back-to-back wins, and they'll hit the road to go to Harrisonville next week. That'll be a really big game in Class 4, District 7, as both teams are in that district. Harrisonville was beating KC Center 20-12 at halftime of tonight's game. I did not get another score update on that, but regardless, whether Harrisonville is 3-0 or they're 2-1, the cool thing about the way Misha does district standings is if you have a head-to-head win over a team and you're directly one spot behind them, you automatically jump them. So this game is very important because there's a very good chance that these two teams finish back-to-back, and say Warrensburg finishes a spot below Harrisonville, but they beat Harrisonville. It'd be very big going into district play. So, all of that is on the line next week as they hit the road. We'll be there with you. I will assure you that we will have a camera on the broadcast next week. We will be live at 6:45 in Harrisonville, and it'll be a great night of Warrensburg Tigers football. Tanner, any final thoughts tonight?
Oh, Ryan, just thank you for having me tonight.
Thanks for being on. Seriously, it was a blast. We were glad that all of you guys hung out with us. I'm very happy about that, and I hope you guys continue to tune in to Warrensburg High School football. Again, they won 42-7 tonight, moving their record to 2-1 on the season. For Tanner Grant, back at the studio engineering tonight's game was Zach Schmidt. I'm Ryan Retone, reminding you that Warrensburg won the night's game 42-7 and saying so long and good night on KOKO Sports.
When is the last time you sat down and actually looked at your insurance policies? Hi, I'm Lindsay Tegmeyer from State Farm. As a longtime resident of Warrensburg and Johnson County, I'm passionate about the people that live here and how State Farm can best meet your insurance needs. I would love the opportunity to sit down with you and review all of your policies, make sure you have the coverage you need, and even save you some money. Come on in and see me today. Get an agent and coverage you can trust.
Lindsay Tegmeyer, State Farm, East Russell Avenue in Warrensburg. Online at talktotag.com.
We're the Marathon